Let's take a look at the top worst courses in Delco. Starting off here with...
The course was built in 1926, so it's almost over 100 years old.
I haven't played it in a couple years. I kind of hate this. Well, I like the course. I hate the people running it.
And that really says it all. We've all had golf courses like that. There's so much to like about it, but there's so much to hate inside. And I think on this golf review, we're going to talk all about that. We're going to correct what's right and what's wrong with this facility while having as much fun as we can.
So let's take a look here at Paxon Hollow.
Like I've had 6.5 hour rounds here in the pad.
And the course stretches under 6,000 yards at 5,800 yards from those back tees.
Even pulling up, I saw bunched up on the back.
This back nine's tough.
Yeah, but it's a huge bounce. It's running.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. You can't get hit up on 3 times.
Happened here. Hit up multiple times collectively. We decided to leave that flag stick out of the number 18th hole for the group behind us. And that's what we do on this channel. We keep it real, just like this golf review, walking in, no tee times, and setting the tone here at a facility that's making a lot of changes as you're going to go through. Right behind that gentleman setting us into a foursome with a bunch of singles, they're making a huge driving range. So you're going to see an opportunity for a range there that we didn't get footage of, but more importantly, we're going to talk all about the history of this original golf course dating back to the fall of 1926 when it was constructed as a 9-hole golf course. And it's fun, depending on where you put the ball in the fairway, it could bounce right off into the woods. Now, the 9-hole golf course was completed in the summer of 1926, being built and designed by J. Franklin Meaden. As you can see this map, only building 6 courses total, a one and done, and only in the Philadelphia area. Then we saw the final 9 holes, completing a full 18 about a year later. The club was owned and operated by its members up to 1936, where there was some poor financial conditions resulting in a takeover of the club by a local bank for about $140,000. Now, at the time, the bank operated for several years, keeping it still the same name. After World War I, a number of golfers wanted their own private golf facility to their own, so they leased the club from the bank and named it in honor of the old clubhouse, White Manor Country Club. Now, if you think that name sounds familiar, it's because there's a golf course right down the street called White Manor that's private, that we won't be able to be playing because it's a private facility, even though we did reach out to them. Now, moving into 1962, we had the purchase of a golf club here of the excess of $600,000, and it was unsuccessfully an attempt to rezone the property from a real estate developer. Now, the golf course operated as a semi-private facility until 1966, where it decided to change it to an official public facility. Now, during these years, there was an expansion of the clubhouse and club facility. In 1967, the club was purchased by the township, and since then, for it was about over $1 million it was purchased. The owning and operating of the golf course did see some layout changes, with the back 9 were changed, and the original back 9 were 11, 12, 14, 17 remain unchanged. So that's an interesting fact to know. Now, we did see some amateur tournaments such as the Walter Hagen, the Art Wall tournaments. Now, overall, my first impressions of the golf course, I was pretty excited to go out there and slap it around. It had some rich history. It even dates back to 1922 when it was called the Brookline Square Club. It had no golf course at the time, so we don't really care about that. Now, with this full golf facility, you can find some decent rates. It's not on Golf Now, and you're going to spend at least $90 to play it. It comes with a cart, and you'll pay for the cart. There's no discounts to walk. I like walking just because of the footage on the golf course, my overall experience of this course, I would like to walk out here with a solid 5.7. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way, some things about it. It's unfortunate to do that. It's going to do
Definitely
it
a great course, and I actually ended up getting hit by a golf cart with my car there. So I still have memories of that course every day I get in my car. Let's take a look now at our next facility as we swing on into the top 3 worst courses in this county. Swinging into number 3.
Let's take a look here at Clayton Park. I think they let that other guy in front of him. The course sits on 160 acres that used to be farmland. 1957, Clayton actually donated the land. In the 60s, the course was built.
No.
The course was officially built in 1960, and the land was donated by Clayton in 1957. A lot of these holes have a punch bowl feel to them. The course is currently owned and operated by Park Systems here. You can see right off the bat here in Delaware County, there's a great golf course we're going to take a look at for the price, $12.
But can even go up to $16, but nonetheless, this is a great value course located in Delaware County. Really, Glen Mills. If you played Glen Mills Golf Course, you already know there's some great golf in this area. It's not too far from that. It does not have a driving range, though it has a chipping and putting area behind the clubhouse. You see power lines cutting through. I think it actually gives it some charm here. It's a fun municipal type feel to it with small greens here. It's kind of the 1920s greens, real small. I mean, you barely miss them. Trash cans on each one of the holes. I don't know if there's bathrooms, but you can go through this course so quickly you might not even need a bathroom out here. There's baseball fields on the other side, so that gives it some fun background to look at. With a slope of 113 and a rating of 34.5, this par 30 stretches a long 1,695 yards from those back tees. There's 2 sets of individual tees, not tee boxes. I think there's only 1 tee box on each hole. I did ask if you could play another 9. I think it's $1 more to play another 9. I didn't. I ran to another golf course. A lot of maintenance crews out here, at least cutting the grass in the morning time. I'm not sure how much play it gets. At least when I was there, it was packed. There was a league, but they let us out still, so it didn't stop us from going. I would almost say you're guaranteed a tee time at this location. It's a fun little 9-hole golf course for the price, and hopefully in the near future you can experience playing some of these great golf courses in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is an underrated golf state. Hopefully in the near future we can play at least as many courses as we can. They have a punch bowl feel to some of the holes. Now it has a total of 3 par 4s, and the remaining ones are all par 3s. So there's no par 5s here. It's a par 30 total. So you can actually break 30 at this course. Played lights out. Again, trash cans on each one of the holes here. It has that fun characteristics to it, to a backyard golf course. That's the way I felt about it. And at least one of the par 3s, if you play here long enough, you probably get a hole in one. That's going to do it for our episode as we consistently bring you.
Let's swing on in now, zooming into just 2 more courses here that are rated the worst in the county. We ended up using Google reviews and other outlets to figure out this list. Let's take a look now at our next facility here at number 2.
Best we got is 918.
918, okay, no worries, I understand. Let me check a look here at Springfield Township Golf Course. Originally built in 1947. The course is extremely historical. William Penn actually owned the land. It was deeded to him, and that was in 1681 when William Penn actually owned this land, and it was farmed since then until 1947. from 1730 to 1752, Abraham Lincoln actually lived in the historical house on the property here. And that's right, Abraham Lincoln used to live on the property of this golf course. Our 16th president. Springfield Township purchased the course in the 60s. It wasn't until the 1980s this public golf course was starting to be designed by the township.
And we'll go all through the design changes the township had in the 80s to the 2000s. But here we're looking at Springfield Township Golf Course, a solid 3.7 out of 72 golf reviews. Walking in, it has some charm, and it has a little driving range to practice. The complex is huge. It's almost confusing to get to. Number one is a long par 4 that drops off. It's probably the challengingest hole on the golf course. Number 1 into number 2. I was impressed just by the first 2 holes of this golf course. The conditions, we'll talk all through the conditions of the golf course and the putting green surfaces that did putt true. There's a lot of power lines and interesting things happening on throughout this golf course. You can see right off the bat, as you're on number 4, you have a tower that you're targeting, but it's elevated, so it does bring some characteristics to the golf course. Now, overall, this course I didn't think was as nice as it was gonna be when I first got there. There's more elevation than you expect. The golf course itself was designed by Over and Tingley Civil Engineers, which was located in Pennsylvania in the 40s, and the original golf course was opened September 23rd, 1947. That land was then sold to the township in the early 1960s. 10 years later, in the 1980s, the township embarked on a green project which created and redesigned all 18 greens on the golf course. The project was approved by the Board of Commissions, and the golf course was redesigned by David Burns and James Simpson. The project was completed in spring of 2000 and has greatly enhanced the conditions and the layout of the course, stretching at a total of 6,018 yards for a par 70, making it a little bit faster than the original golf course and more open. The course feels like a link style course on some of the holes. Now, in 1999, there was a 53,000 square foot clubhouse that was constructed almost attached with dining rooms, a banquet room, and seating for over 800 people. There's also an old building next to it that I believe was the historical building, but I can't confirm or deny. You saw that earlier in the video. Overall, just to kind of close this video out and talk a little bit about my overall opinion of the golf course, I was highly underrated when I got here. I didn't think it was going to be as nice as it is. It's true definition of some historical Philly golf being built in the 1940s, that history kind of disappearing. But overall, I like these township courses, and I hope the township maintains this wonderful golf course to the next 100 years, hopefully. In my opinion, from 1 to 10, just like we do on all our other golf reviews, I'm going to sit this one.
Definitely an interesting facility, and that's it for this list. We have one more. Let's take a look at our number 1 worst golf course for this area. A course that's known for a practice facility. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't go out of my way.
Here at Valley View Golf Course. We're here at Valley View Golf Course, taking a look at a little 9-hole course built more than 50 years ago. Built in 1977. I'll tell you what, you don't think there's a course here. This is a really nice one hidden behind the driving, the full driving range. Parts of this golf course that you could fall in love with, especially the water cutting through. It'd be a little challenging if you're not good at your iron and short approach shots. And the course has a separation between some par 4s like number 1, kind of short, you can go for it, but make sure that people are off the tee, and then obviously moving right into those par 3s. Have a nice little map you can kind of go off of, but it looks like it was put together maybe in Microsoft 1997. There's 2 different tee boxes, so you can play 2 different tee boxes. the hole 1 and hole 10. Talk a little bit about the history of the course. Well, designed by the one and done golf designer Bob Thatcher. It was also originally called the Old Masters Course, or Bob Thatcher's Old Masters Course. Then had the redesigned name change here, but the layout still remains the same, being built in 1977. Bob built one course. Some interesting piping happening here, but the infrastructure of this course with a stream cutting through it for $25, I think it's pretty fair. A couple people were a little disappointed that it was that expensive for a 9-hole course. Well, compared to a $12-hole course down the street, see why. Driving range, but this 9-hole course is the reason we're out here. Let's take a look.
And let's walk on in to a course that's a 4.2 out of 161 Google reviews, but we're an independent golf channel that focuses on fun, affordable golf. So let's zoom on in to this new location as we cross over into 200 independent golf reviews.
All right, I'm about to putt on hole number 1.
And the greens are pretty quick. They get a lot of shadow from the tree line, and you wouldn't even think there's a golf course here looking on Google Maps. But I think the greens were the highlight of this
The hole now, but off the tee from here, I couldn't see the hole. I had to go take a look. You got a nice rock wall coming through. Definitely some fun characteristics, wildlife, Canadian.
Doesn't feel like a backyard course, but might look like one off the bat. Bob Thatcher put together a wonderful course. Unfortunately, he died in 2019 with the battle of cancer. But he was born in Long Island, and he grew up in Maryland, where he attended the University of Maryland, studied communications, which is interesting. Same thing I studied. Graduated in 1962, became an assistant at a course, Burning Tree, in Washington, D.C. Soon later, he became a professional in a course, Williams Sports Country Club in Pennsylvania. Soon later, Bob designed the Old Masters Golf Club, the one you're seeing here, in Newtown Square. 1967 construction broke. He also designed another course, Old Masters Golf Center in Egg Harbor, New Jersey, which is right outside of Atlantic City.
And on hole number 5, the course starts to open up with a par 5. 418 yards total.
Now, he's played almost 50 years as a member of the PGA. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2016. He was part owner of Reading Country Club for 12 years. He leased multiple driving ranges. When he turned 50, he competed for the Senior Tour and played in 41 events. And he also played in British Senior Opens. The guy was a top 50 golf instructor by Golf Range magazine, a top 100 in the United States by other major golf outlets. He loved his dogs, he loved golf, and there was anyone who needed him, he helped without hesitation. And this is why the video is dedicated to Bob. This is a wonderful course, but these are the reasons we go out here and try to figure out where are the top golf courses in each one of the areas. It's not even about that, it's about where's those fun backyard courses that have some characteristics. You play it, you don't know the backstory to some of these courses, and that's why we're here. It's an independent golf channel, just like this is still owned and operated privately. It had the name change from Old Masters in 2018. We called and confirmed, and it's also still privately owned. Hopefully